I am never listening to horror Twitter ever again. You guys lied to me. You guys said this was a good movie. I watched 1 hour and 40 minutes of this movie. All the movie. And you know what happened? It was boring. It was boring. That's the worst sin you can do in a horror movie. How can you be boring? All you have to do is make me entertained, and I'm so easily entertained. Ugh. Skinamarink was released in 2023 to theaters. It was directed and written by Kyle Edward Ball. The stars are Lucas Paul, Dahlia Rose Terrault, and Ross Paul. They are also the only people in this movie. No trigger warnings because it's almost entirely incomprehensible. This movie is about two children that wake up in, I guess, the night. It's not even that I don't like experimental horror. I'm a pretty big fan of Japanese horror movies, and a lot of them are pretty experimental. And I like analog horror because, I love the Walton Files. This movie follows two children that are just kind of stuck in the house. There are no doors and no windows, and their father is not there. And also, it's dark all the time. There's no sunlight at all. And the only light that they get is, from the television. Although their father was present at the very beginning of the movie, when Kevin, the younger sibling, fell and hurt himself, apparently he hit his head pretty hard, and he didn't need stitches or anything, and he was sent home. I'm assuming that this is the event that causes for the rest of the movie to take place. I'm pretty sure that the movie is from the perspective of this little boy, and I've seen some people say that this whole movie is death, that the child died and this is where he has ended up, along with his sister for some reason, even though she was fine. Maybe he wasn't okay like the doctors told his father, and it's not as though his sister is talking a lot in this movie because she loses her mouth privileges. There is some kind of monster in the house. I'm gonna be honest. It just kind of pipes up sometimes and says something disturbing, at one point it tells Kevin to cut his eye or something like that. It's not good. I'm saying this as nicely as I can, but the best scene in this movie is when Kevin finally gets a call out into the real world and connects to 911. It sounds as though he's finally going to be rescued, even if the dispatcher seems a little confused about how he ended up in this position, especially when Kevin starts to say that there are no other ways for him to get out of the house. Obviously, no one comes for him. There's also a creepy phone, a smiling one, that I definitely vaguely remember seeing before, from the 90s. The movie ends with a creepy white face, Kevin asking who they are. I'm guessing Skinamarink. So, I kind of buried the lead on this one, but this was originally a YouTube video that was 20 minutes long, and it should have stayed that way. I don't know who thought it would be a good idea to make this longer, but they were wrong. This is such an unfortunate introduction for some people to analog horror. It spends entirely too long staring at a wall with a grainy blue-purple filter and some unsettling noises in the background. I'm not someone that constantly needs something going on, but I need something going on. This was essentially all style and absolutely not a drop of substance. The only time where there was any feeling of unsettling disappeared pretty quickly. Maybe 10 minutes, I was kind of over it. Not because anything scary happened, but the noises were effective. But it all got old pretty quickly. If I saw this in the movie theaters, I think I would have felt like I was being held hostage. 1 hour and 40 minutes isn't really that long compared to how long movies can be, but it's way too long for this movie. Thank you guys so much for watching. My name is Amanda. This has been Horror Historian. I promise that, if this is your first time watching one of my videos, I promise that I'd do more. Honestly. The next movie I will be reviewing will be Near Dark, which will be definitely a lot more my usual stuff. This movie just was bad, and I'm never listening to you guys ever again.